Hello, friends. My name is RagePanda1, and we are doing a stream, just because I feel like it, with no real point. Let's just see how it goes. Now, I wanted to do a big stream today about the new companion summons and doing all that crazy fun stuff, and then it was a little bit of a letdown. Not exactly what I was hoping for, so we're going to delve into it a little bit, but that's probably going to be a very small portion of what we are doing here today. So, of course, we're going to give people a little chance to trickle in. I will say I'm live on my Discord so people know. Boom. Now everybody knows. Do we have any of the people in? Oh, hey, there's a couple of people. Always blazing, made it right at the beginning. We literally just started up. Jeff Arnold says, hey, Panda, we got the medieval ball buster. He's doing, I read Tickle Tickle and Ball Buster at the same time, and I almost died on my own laughter. Horace, welcome. PC Santiago. It is another money grab for companions. That is true and correct, and I'm a little bit in a rage about it. And instead of making an angry video, I thought I would just stream. Just let's have fun instead of being all mad and stuff. So we had the roulette thing come through, and the roulette thing is pretty sweet, I guess. I got one more part for my Samir, which means I only need 10. Now, if I needed more than 10, there's not a snowball's chance in heck that I would be trying to do these because they're expensive. And maybe not worth it. Maybe they're super worth it. If you get lucky and you just are dropping 5 bangers like it's something to do, then it's super worth it. But, other than that, if you're a normal human being with reasonable expectations and luck, probably a bad plan. So let's make bad decisions together. All right. One thing I want to talk about with our little companion gift exchange. Supposed to be a limited companion summon, but what are you gonna do? When we look at our dudes, where's the thing to change the dude? Switch companion. That's the words. We notice that the ones that are coming up, like the Devala and the Orast, are conveniently missing from the page. I can't totally blame them for that, because if you were only a couple away, and then you would just not summon if you got it, they're trying to, trying to keep you playing, I guess. But for me, there's only one of value, and I'm glad that the Samir is here, even though he's a brand new boy. I love seeing all of these member symbols. You guys are the best. Thanks, members, for lighting up my chat like a Christmas tree with my icon. Do you guys like the thumbnail that I made? I decided that when I stream, I need to make a thumbnail, and so I made a quick little MS Paint one to represent how prepared I am for this stream. So thanks everybody for joining. We're gonna take a look at the costs associated with this, which is not bueno either. It might be a surprise to find out. So we can get 5 pulls for $7.79. That is not good. You have an 11% chance to get one of these companions from here, and they say that it gets better if you just do like 90 summons, then you get in this special winner's circle where it's all good and fun. Does anybody really believe that? Because I don't. I do not. Jester Jack says he just made it in. But guessing we're all disappointed there's no Devala companion. I'm not disappointed. I actually expected that because it's such a big deal of a companion, and they have the event like specifically slated. They made their whole battle pass situation just because it's Devala. So I'm not surprised that they're trying to get people to hold out until that event actually happens. I am surprised that they did the same thing for Orast, because who cares? It's an Orast. I don't care about any of it. So the $7.79 one, not the best deal. You have a large chance to spend that almost 800 diamonds and get literally nothing for your troubles. May as well go buy yourself a scratch off at the gas station. At least then you might get your $2 back. So yeah, that's not good. The $9.99 one honestly seems fine. It really seems fine. If I was going to do it, I would be doing these, except you can only purchase one. Why? Why, God? Why? Why would you do this? And then they make this one down here where you just get a little more, not even a lot more, just a little more of this garbage that I could get from a catacomb crawl hammer. And now I'm supposed to spend 500 extra diamonds on 16 items. Like, and by the way, I don't know if you caught the sneaky little sneakster trick they pulled, but you're actually getting less gold. You're getting less gold in the more expensive one. I don't know. I guess this is going to turn into a rant one way or the other, but I am so not happy. So not happy with this. Why would they reduce the gold? Jeff Arnold donates the $2 saying, why ask why? I think it's important to ask why. That's the meaning of life, right? Or something. So then we've got this pack here, which is basically just the summons and nothing else. And it's super expensive. Why couldn't this have just been 30 of these for this price? If I can come up here and get 10 of them for $9.99, why can't I come down here and get 30 of them for $3,000? Does this seem like it makes sense to you? It seems like it does not make sense to me. It seems like they wanted to just... It's like when you have a naughty kid, all right? Pretend we're at the grocery store, or maybe we're at the old Walmart, right? And you and I, we are the screaming kids who are very annoying on the side of the thing. And we're saying, Mom, but Mom, Mommy, you said I could get some Starburst last time. Mommy, there's the pack of Starburst. Get it. And then she comes home and she gives us a bite-sized one. And she's like, here, shut up. I did what you said. Shut up and give me $5. I'm robbing you at the same time. Maybe it's not that bad, but that's how I feel. I'm mad about it. And they're turning me into a ranting child who just wants his dang Starburst. Yeah, I think calling this the Limit Companion Summons was not good. Jester Jack, thanks for stopping in. Have fun at work, my friend. I promise it's not going to be all angry. We're going to start having fun in 2 seconds. But have fun at work, my friend. Thanks for dropping in. So we are going to buy this one. If you're going to buy any one, make sure it's the $9.99 one, because then you're getting the least robbed, which is great. You want to go to places where you get robbed the least. Medieval Ballbuster says, stop. My kids are finally old enough that they stop doing that. Yeah, mine are not. I have 5-year-old twins, and that's pretty much how they live their lives. That's how they roll. My name is Rage Panda. After all, I got to live up to the hype a little bit. So when we look at these two packs, unfortunately, this one that is just arbitrarily and for no reason 500 diamonds more is actually probably the better deal because of all of the stuff that comes in there. But I don't know, man. I'm finding it hard to justify getting either one of them. But it's for the memes, right? It's for the memes. Yeah, oh God, twins indeed. I got the most robbed on that. That's a funny story. So I'll give you a little bit of insight into my life here. I'm not going to go crazy, too much information, but I have a kid from when I was in my 20s, from before I was married, and that kid's mom is the actual devil. Probably the worst person ever to have graced my presence in real life. So after dealing with her, and 10 years later, when my wife wanted kids, I was like, you know what? I'd like to never have kids again, because that situation sucked. Finally, she wore me down, guys, and got me excited about the idea of kids, and I was on board, and I'm like, you know what? It's one kid, and then if it works out, it's great. And then she wanted two. I'm like, if it works out, we'll have another one. And that woman tricked me. I was deceived. I said, fine, we'll have one. And then she made two. I did not order two. I did not order two. Okay? Bank error, not in my favor. Although, that being said, those two kids are the light of my life and have definitely made me a better person. But that is neither here nor there. So, all right, let's just pop that 10 banger before I get all crazy with my diamonds. I did get tricked. Man, I got robbed and everything. I feel like I need to @ Miranda because when she thought I was streaming earlier and I was not, she was like, what the heck, bro? Here, direct message, Miranda. Hey, I'm stream. Come on in. There. Oh, I don't want to do this. This feels like a waste, bro. This feels like walking down the road just like, you know, in the music videos when they make it rain and they just throwing dollar bills on the ground. I feel like I may as well be doing that instead. Except it's diamonds in this case. All right, we're doing it as 10. Here we go. Getting all the best stuff. Hey, 1 companion shard. Hooray. I have regrets. I was really hoping for a 5-er. Ryan Todd did 20 and got nothing. I feel almost the same. Hey, Snagga. Snagga drops another donation because this guy just cannot help himself. What a guy. Snagga also is the first owner of the Panda Hub shirt in my merch store. So everybody, let's congratulate Snagga on the Panda Hub shirt. I'm pretty excited for that. In fact, I ordered one for, well, for my son. Is that wrong? He's a teenager now. It's fine. It's fine. We're buying more. That's not the right thing. But we are going to buy more of these. I think I'm going to spend just less than 10K. You know? Oh, it hurts to do it all. I'm going to get the acid reflux. All right, so on this deal compared to the other one, which one is better? The $14.99 or I would say the $7.79 is the one that I think is better because I value intimacy more. Don't really care for my less gold than the $9.99 pack. It's fine. Nothing to write our senators about, but it ain't good. The odds are so bad. I agree with you. I'm going to buy all of these, though. You guys should definitely not spend diamonds on this. Marcus Willis says, it's tempting to spend diamonds, but I might hold out. My friend, you better hold out. This is garbage. I am throwing my resources away right now, just hoping to get this Samir companion that I probably don't even need. I am taking the L, and the only reason I'm taking the L is because they give me the content creator diamonds for being a content creator in good standing. If I earned these or paid for these diamonds, ain't no way I would spend these. Not even ever. Yeah, don't notify me. I don't want to have to confirm I'm being an idiot every time. So I'm going to buy all 3 of these because I think it's the second best deal. Just because the intimacy is a little bit better. I don't know. It's hard to say. These ones aren't terrible. I mean, they're terrible. They're like just not that terrible, but they're not good. All right. I am going to buy one of these just to even it up. Just to even it up so I can do 3 of the 10 banger summons, if that's what we're calling these, which I guess that they are. Jeff Arnold, do you have any Gultung parts already, or are you trying to do it from scratch? Because if that's the case, you, my friend, must be really good with money, because there's no other way you could afford to have a place to live and also get all of the things you're talking about. In fact, I don't even think if you bought everything available in the value packs that you could get it from zero. Not possible at all. Yeah, Snagga, you probably shouldn't be. And I'm amazed they got it to you that fast. That is pretty sweet, I guess. One thing I have to warn people about with the merch store that was a surprise to me because I got a bundle myself. Apparently, the shipping, I don't know how they do it, but I ordered a bunch of items and it was like $60 in shipping. I did order like, I don't know, 10 or 11 things. It was a lot of stuff. But the shipping seemed like it was kind of a lot. So, as with every way that you can support me and my channel, don't go out of your way and kill yourself about it. But if it's comfortable and it's the thing you want to do, then have fun. I was surprised at the shipping. Did not love it. Don't want to do that to other people unless they're happy with it. Yeah, don't spend tons on this. I will be... Should have kept track of how much I'm spending, huh? I think I'm around 5K now. We're around 5K. And, not happy with it so far. Hey, look at that. We got nothing. We may as well have not done the summon. Hooray. 1,500 diamonds. What's even worse is getting these gold packs, because I really don't need gold at all. If I was getting the earrings or the energy potions, it's not so bad, but that's a little rough. Come on, 5-pack. Hey, we got one. If they give me a 5-pack, I'm going to feel like I got to keep going until I get the thing. These are booty. These are big booty. Not even clean booty. You know, everybody on the server that I play on 331, we have a guild called the RageKingdom, and we also have RageKingdom 2, so if you're looking for a place to hang out, that's a good place to do it. But the people on the server named themselves the Ragelets, and personally, I love it. How do the rest of the viewers think about that? If I referred to you guys as Ragelets in videos, would that be something you're okay with? Or does it sound weird? I know that I like it. Getting the beads. I have not gotten any beads, that's for sure. I guess that's how you share from the diamond pool. Final State says, I'm only even close to Naga Companion, and I don't think I have the diamonds to even get close to that. Well, good. Don't spend your diamonds. This is horrible. This is a horrible plan. What? How do I not... Oh. Because I am stupid, that's why. This one was 1,500, right? And this one was 1,000. So when I bought this one, I in my brain, I said, I got 15 things from it. But no, you spend more, but you get the same because they decided to do that for some reason. Man, I am salty about this, bro. Oh. Marcus Willis says, did anybody else lose the stream? I hope not. Always Blazing says, nope. Final State, yes. It is worse. This is terrible. What's up, son? What's up, Logan? Hey, guys. It's my first child. Dr. Banana Man. His name is Logan, because I named him after Wolverine, because that's pretty cool. So far, he does not have any adamantium claws, but we're waiting for it. Snagga donates $2 for the pain. Good, now I can afford Band-Aids. It is painful, guys, but I'm thinking I'm gonna buy 2 of these. And then after that it's just done. Right? Does that sound good? I'm doing it. Oh, that hurts. Oh, that feels bad. Welcome, Satori, to the stream. Oh, I did it twice, guys. Oh, I've spent 11K on this. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, I hate it. All right. This is where they show me that this is actually a good and smart thing to do. Thank you, Medieval Ballbuster, for the salt donation. But to tell you the truth, I think I got plenty of it already in my system. I don't know if you can tell. But here we go. We're doing this summon. We're getting the thing. Boom. Hey, I got some of my diamonds back. Wait till I get my money right. Hey, we got three. That was actually a super good summon. That one was a super good summon. All right, then. If they were all like that, I would be happy. Hey, Jeff Arnold gifted a sub. What a guy. Membership. I'm supposed to call them memberships because this is not Twitch. You know, you just get used to the nomenclature of the whole world, don't you? It just all blends together. Oh, this is going to put us over, and I think we get to pick one for free then. So, actually, I might be getting pretty close. Huh. Wish me luck, people. If I get this companion, by the way, for the 11K, then it was totally worth it to me. Because I love the Samir. Especially male Samir. He's my boy. There's another one. Don't call it a comeback. We've been here for years. Look at all of these comments from members. Man, that is cool. Thanks, guys. Thanks for the support. Is this event every server, says Final State. I would not assume that it is every server for the cross-server challenge portion of it. I would assume that there's probably blocks. That's what would make sense to me. And by the way, here comes my 5-popper. Let's go. Hey, it was a 4-popper. All right. Okay. I might actually, Snagga, you do not need to donate anything ever. I appreciate it, and it helps me a great deal, but you don't ever need to do it. I don't do this so that you will donate. If that was the case, I would say, hey man, y'all need to donate right now, or I'm turning the stream off, you know. Hey, I did all this stuff for you, even though I didn't really do anything for you and just make videos on the internet. Have you ever seen the videos of the streamers who are like, you donated like $1. How dare you speak to me? I just can't imagine being like one of those people, man. Just can't imagine it. Hey guys, look what I get to do. Look what I get to do. Maybe I shouldn't have bought all of those at once. That was a little bit of a mistake. But we need some celebration music, I think. And if our streamer was prepared for this, he would have had something set up. But for now, yay! That's our stuff. Look at this man. Look at our mans here. Maruka. That reminds me of Maruka Salt. Medieval Ballbuster with another 3-popper. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. I love the stickers, by the way. That is, I didn't even realize that was a thing that was an option. Pat on Aimbot says, how do you have hours to watch but not $5? Every greedy Twitch streamer ever. You are correct, sir. You guys want to know a fun little secret about the Super Bowl? I have been so busy doing website stuff, just trying to get all the champions up and like streaming and making videos. I literally didn't even know the Super Bowl was happening. Somebody said something in the Discord about Super Bowl Sunday, and I was like, is it actually the Super Bowl? That can't be right? Nope, turns out it was. And I'm oblivious to what's going on in the rest of the world at this point. Snagga, you went to the casino on your birthday. Did you win big, my friend? Or did you at least have a good time? Because that's all that really matters, right? Having a good time. You know what's weird is I guess I didn't notice this because of my free-to-play account. I keep it on the dudes, on the bros. But I switched this back after I did my, what is it called? Smasher Pass with the dudes with Miranda in the video. And it did not save. But I'm not going to lie to you. I feel like this one, you got to keep this guy, right? He looks like he'll treat you right. That's what I say. Snagga says he had a good time gambling. That's good. I'm glad you had a good birthday. Scion says companion summon is like the casino. It is, except at the casino, sometimes you win. Just kidding. I won. I basically just won. I can't complain, but I also can't recommend it. Unfortunately, I did buy a little more than I needed. I have 19 extra and all of these ones, which means I get to work a little bit towards yet another of our companions. But we need to figure out who that's going to be. Shooting down UFOs on Super Bowl Sunday. Man, I have to stay away from all of that news. Not like UFOs, but like just all news. And I'll tell you why, and maybe I'm going to lose some friends by saying this. I think that both sides, you know how there's two sides and they always go to extremes? I think that both extremes are incorrect. And I think that, like with most things, the truth lies, you know, somewhere in the middle. So all of the news agencies on both sides are so extreme on both sides, I have to just stay away from it. Otherwise, I get mad. No, we're not doing politics. We're not doing politics at all, but we are going to say extremism is bad. I think that's safe. If that's not safe to say, then I'm confused. Extremism is bad. All right, none of these companions are even close, but I think the one that I would want the most, it's probably the Gull Tongue, right? That I have, like, nothing for at all. But I have nothing for all of the rest of them. I am what? Jeff Arnold. What am I? An extremist? Ryan Todd says he had UFOs in his 2023 bingo card, so he wasn't surprised. Now, the thing is with the UFOs, guys, they, all around the world, governments have been confirming the existence of UFOs for years. But people are surprised about it. The thing that it's not confirmed, right, is alien life on the planet. So that's where that's a distinction. It's a subtle distinction, right? There's stuff up there doing stuff and we don't know what it is compared to there's aliens eating your cows and stuff. Little different, but not much. All right. Where's Bad Werewolf at? Is he in the stream? He should be, because we're about to try to go for the mama that he's most after. Go watch some Tom DeLonge's. I've seen some of that. The Y-Files on YouTube, I think those are fun. The problem is you never know with all of that stuff, right? You just never know. So I think it's fun to dream and imagine. And man, I would be sad if there was no other intelligent life in the entire universe. Wouldn't you be sad? Do you know how much empty space that would be? That would be sad. All right, let's summon. This really is getting off the rails. Jeez. Hey, we got some more beads, getting some of our diamonds back. This is what I like to see. The octopus are the aliens? I mean, they are pretty non-standard. You know, I could see the parallel timelines things. And I'll tell you, now, If this is getting boring for people, just let me know and I'll shut up. But somebody said something, so I'm going to say something back, and that's how conversations work. The thing that I am more interested in is the extra dimensions, because in quantum physics, it is mandatory that there are at least 10 dimensions. Now, we know of 3 spatial dimensions, and another one of those is time, but it's possible that there are even more spatial dimensions and that we're not able to see them. And the reason that I think that is so interesting is because if you took like a 3D object and you tried to show it to a 2-dimensional being, it wouldn't be able to see the 3-dimensional object, but it would be able to see cross sections of it, right? So when somebody sees a ghost or whatnot, maybe they're seeing like a little cross section of another part of the multi-dimensional thing. You know, that would make sense, and it wouldn't even be supernatural. It would fit within the guidelines of the quantum theories that we have in place. I think that would be cool and interesting, but I don't know. I don't know about how realistic it is. Cool and interesting for sure. Hey, let's get a 5-banger at his wolf. Dang it, I'm going to have to do them one by one. Life is pain. Sometimes life is pain. Oh, I can't even click right, bro. Not what we wanted. Hey, we got one companion part. Simulation theory. Pat on Aimbot says, nah, we are someone else's avatars inside a simulation. And let me tell you, sir, there's actually mounting evidence that that is true. And I think that would be super cool. Because then guess what? Heaven is guaranteed real. Because heaven is, now you're not in a simulation no more. Isn't that cool? I mean, again, I don't know how realistic it is, but it's fun to think about. 20 books. I have not gotten a 5 times or even a 3 times in this entire time, but I guess when you only have a small percentage chance to get that, makes sense a little bit. You have yet to get the hearts from any activity. I haven't really done any activities, so I could not tell you. Oh, should I make a rant video about this? I don't want to make a rant video, guys. I like the positivity, but this sucks. I got what I wanted, but this sucks. What is Love of Circle? Where are you reading Love of Circle? Is that in this part? Not that part. This part? Hold on, gotta clear my throat. After giving a certain amount of gifts from the circle of love, you will return to the common circle. So yeah, after, I think somebody said it's 90 summons, you go to the circle of love. Wink, wink. Which is supposed to have better odds. I don't trust it, man. If you're not going to tell me what I'm working towards, I am not going to be working towards it. That's just my 2 cents on the issue. Oof. This is our last chance for a 5 times. Last chance for a 5 times. No go on that one. It does say the odds and the chances. Oh, yeah, it does say the Love Circle ones. 18% chance for the companion favorability. Woo, child. That's pretty decent. So I guess if you're going super hard on it, the chances become a little better. And the bead chances. Getting a ruby bead would be pretty nice. I don't know. Should I just keep spending, guys, and try to go to the crazy circle? I feel like I'm only 10 away from doing that. Can anybody confirm that it's 90 to get into the circle of love? Love circle equals content. All right. Well, this is a huge waste of my resources, and you guys are worth it. So why not? Why not? I think we can do like exactly enough to get in there at +1 pull. And if it doesn't work, then I'm going to cry. That sounds right to me. I can't believe I'm buying all of these packs. I cannot believe that I'm doing that. Ruby Bead, I believe, gives 20% of the diamond pool. Satori. Oh, you guys made me do this. You guys forced my hand. I can't believe you've done this. It says 90 at the bottom of the screen, so it must be you are too trusting. Well, it does look different now, doesn't it? We got the passion all around. Chances 18%. I could potentially get 2 of those. Do you know that I got one earlier where it's only like 8.5% to get a companion. I got 4. Can you imagine if I got 4 of the 5 times? I'd be a happy boy. All right, so this looks different, right? I'm not crazy. I'm not just losing my mind. This is a different look. Because we're going to be putting that in a video. Right? Oh, I'm nervous. Oh, I'm nervous. Hey, we got 1 5-banger. And a 3-star champion, which is not terrible. See, these rewards are actually kind of good. Medieval Ballbuster with the $3 dono for the Rockstar sticker. Well, thank you. Did that only... Oh, it only does the 1. When they say 6 summons, they mean literally 6 summons. That's not totally worth it. I feel like you should get a couple of multis there, but I guess I get the sympathy system where, like, every 100 summons, right, you get a good chance to get at least a 5-star or a 5-copy situation. I think that's what they're going for. That makes sense to me. I don't know about got cheated. At least I did get one of the 5 stars, right? So that's something. I had 5 when we started, and now I have 12. And I spent 3K doing the Galtung ones. So, not great. Not the best. And that definitely was not a good way to spend my diamonds tonight. I think I spent 14K, roughly. If it was less than that, it was barely less than that. How many limited preference chests did I get? Well, we got 2, 4, 6. We got 6 of them, which is a good idea to save those if you're not going to be guaranteed to get your dude from it, because you never know. One of them might come back around and I might be close, and then I'm going to need to spend a couple of these to get there. So, I don't know, man. Maybe it's not as bad as I initially thought, but it ain't good. I'm glad I went through it because, I don't know. I'm a little more in favor of it, but I would never do it again. Does that make sense? I'm not angry about it, but I would never do it again. Jeff Arnold says he'll just wait for Devala. I think that's a good plan. A very good plan. Mark Willis says it does look different, and the heart at the bottom left grew and flashed at 90. I thought that's what I saw as well. Confirmation event isn't worth. Yes, Spy Fox, I think that it's probably not worth it. Although I will say that if you have 5 companion shards that you need to get, you can probably do a really good job of getting that taken care of with this event. If you need 10, like I needed 10, that gets real expensive real quick. Although, to be honest with you, Diane, I'm pretty happy that I got the guy. So, if I didn't get the guy and I spent all of this, I would be furious. Absolutely furious. So, I think that going all the way to 100, man, they could have at least, like, if I can find where it says it again in this event tab, when you do 6 summons, after giving a certain amount of gifts, and then it just says 6. Is this worded weird for you guys? Because I feel like maybe I just don't understand English anymore. After giving a certain amount of gifts from the circle of love, you will return to the common circle. 6. Oh, there's a missing... They're supposed to have pressed enter there. Okay. That's a new bullet point. Good lord. Steel Spartan says he was pretty sad with the companion thing, but saving for Devala anyway. Yeah. I mean, I got... If you include the 6 boxes, I did 100 of these, and I got 10 for the Samir, I got 7 for her, 6 of the boxes, so like 23, and it cost me 14,000 diamonds. I don't know. I don't think you'd be able to get that much from doing summons, but the thing is, when you're doing summons, you're actually getting ascension materials as well, and potentials for other mythics and stuff. So... it's hard to compare those values effectively. Intimacy challenge. Did I increase intimacy? I don't recall doing a thing to do that. Must have accidentally clicked the button. Benoit Longval says, even though I've stopped playing this game and switched to Raid, I still like to watch and enjoy your content. Thank you for being there for the community. Well, thank you, Benoit. I do appreciate you greatly when you say stuff like that, because the whole thing I'm trying to do is help people, and when people confirm that I have done that in some way, shape, or form, that's even better than the donations. Oh, that doesn't sound true, but it is. That's why I say you don't have to do the thing. Get in there, girl. We making that money. Almost up to 250k. I did unlock the Samir, and that is very good stuff, which I would have loved to do for half of the price. It's probably still worth it for the amount that I spent, but for half of the price, it would have been a whole lot better. And I maybe could have gotten there if I was just spending all of my stuff the right way. But I think for science, we did good stuff there. We did good stuff. Speaking of science, let's see how our male Zace is looking. We can just do that on the Renowned Champion screen now, can't we? Are you guys mad that they changed this? Because I am. Oh, gaining the companion uses that intimacy as well. I guess I never considered that to be a thing. Well, look at him. He's looking just a little bit sharper. Just a tiny bit sharper. Purple is my favorite color, and I think that he does look pretty good. What was the other one they changed? Female Scorching Fire? High Priority says, to be honest, you are at the apex of Bloodline CCs. Well, I don't know about that. There's still a lot of them. Roy Rogers with the $5 donation. Do I feel that this event is the same amount of greediness that they usually have, or is it a little more considerate than always? I do think that it is a little more considerate to the players. I think that it is the advertising that they put out that made the huge problem. If they explained it to us from the beginning, how it was going to be and what it was going to look like, and not called it the Limited Companion Summoning event, then I think we'd all be perfectly happy with it. Like, if they just released this event like it is, and we knew that this was the plan going in, why would we be mad? We'd be happy that they were going to do it, but they made it sound like it was going to be better than it was. And in fact, they made it sound like there was going to be 2 different kinds of things. I thought there was going to be this summoning event that we just did, or gift exchange event that we just did, and also a different summoning event that was going to only contain limited companions. At the end of the day, they just didn't do that. So I don't know why they said stuff that led us to believe that they were doing that. And trust me, I asked a lot of questions about it while it was coming up so that I could share information with you guys, and never once was I led to believe that it was going to be working exclusively like it works here. So I think that's why it seems like a greedy bunch of bullcrap, because we were expecting something that was much more forgiving. Bits channel says, I also appreciate your content as well because it helps me a lot in making decisions in this game, like making hybrids. Well, I am super glad to hear that. Richardson Scott says, intimacy challenge would be more cool if you could go on dates with your concubines and gain favor via intimacy points. I do think that would be cool. All right. Let's look at this scorching fire. Now, I thought she looked fine before, but I suppose that they are tightening up their visuals. They must have hired new artists. So, oh my, she's looking real good, actually. I mean, it totally broke all of the hybrid wings from what I saw in the Discord, and they all turned into a nice hot pink, because I think it's trying to use the old model, and they will have removed the old textures. So it's trying to use the old model with old textures that don't exist anymore. And when that happens in games, you tend to get either a checkerboard pattern that is hot pink and black, or just straight up hot pink. And that's what we got in the game right now. Final State says, limited by your diamonds, companion summoning. You got that right, my man. You got that right. Like, 14k diamonds is weeks worth of summoning, and that's what it takes to get all of the stuff that they have available. And for 23 shards, I don't know, man. I don't know. What about the Lux, he says. Did they change a Lux? View the Scorch in preview. That's a good idea. I should do that with both of them. Who said that? Who said that? You a smart mother. Shut your mouth. Oh, man, you have to have a name that I can't pronounce. Is it Jahim? Am I saying that right? I want to say that right. Man, I need to get an education. All right, let's find ourselves a little Scorch. I'm going to check that male's ace, too. You better believe it. Where you at, Scorchy Mama? Hey, there's the Zace. Oh, look at him. I'd play that guy in a video game. He does look like a little bit of an arrogant twat when he's just standing there like that. Can I say twat on the YouTube? There goes my monetization. They'll get over it. The previews have changed for the Lux, you said? Maybe you didn't mean the Lux, because that is the same. There she is. What's up, Death Mommy? Ooh, child. Nice. Well, that is definitely super cool. Catching up on the old chats here. Spy Fox says, this is definitely the Bloodline channel I come to first to see things in action. Well, thank you, sir. Thank you. That does mean a lot to me. I try to work really hard for you guys. JT says, he's buns. He's buns. Are you referring to the male Zace or the male Luxuriant? Because if you're talking about the male Luxuriant, I would have to say he is, in fact, booty butt cheeks. My man is booty butt cheeks, for sure. But I do think that there is a worse character. And I was talking about this in my Discord, I will go over that just a little bit right now because you know what? I have a platform to do so, and I'm gonna take advantage of it. Female Sally Horn, in my opinion, might be the worst character in the game. I don't think that she really has any redeeming qualities at all, but let's just go over this kit real quick after I clear my throat. Alright, so the absolute best thing in her kit is that upon being defeated, she quickly recovers 35% of her constitution, and this has a 30-second cooldown. And I know what you're thinking. Hey, that's like a life save thing. We like life save things, and 35% is a pretty decent amount, especially if you're building energetic and you got a little guardian stone. You are correct. That part is kind of good. However, a 30-second cooldown in this game may as well mean that you get to do it once, because it's going to take her 10 seconds in the first place to die, possibly even more if you're running a sustain comp, and then you're supposed to wait 30 actual Lithas seconds to be able to do that again. The fight is over by then. Your tank is not probably alive 40 seconds into the battle unless you got a full sustain comp. So that is worthless, and it should say 15 seconds because her entire rest of her kit is not strong, so why not let her come back 2 times? It would be 2 times in a battle. I think that wouldn't be that bad. Alright. Satori says, LOL, I knew it. Yeah, she's pretty rough. And when I was making all of the stuff on the website, I'm still stuck on her page, by the way. I've been stuck for a couple of days because I'll go over what I have recommended for her and why I haven't been able to bring myself to post it after we go through the abilities, because it's rough. Beans and dry hogs. She is Franks and beans, that's for sure. The shoulder throw. One of the absolute worst abilities in the game. Deals damage equal to 433.5% of the caster's strength to the target. That's actually good scaling. It's too bad that she has the strength of a newborn child, because otherwise it might actually be able to do something. But her little baby arms are not going to be doing any damage to anybody anytime soon. And it throws them behind the caster. Why would I ever want that? She's in melee. All of my people who want to be in melee are in melee. So if she throws somebody behind her, she's throwing them into my squishy people. Why would I want that? Why would I ever want that? If you were playing with her on your team, you better have some sort of push that stays in the back line. And all I can really think about is the female Tidestorm, because you better hope that she's pushing the person right back away from you. You do not want somebody being put right into your DPS to kill them. And I can see where this happened, because they had the male Sally Horn, who has like an actual useful ability, even though the push can be a little bit dangerous if you're not supporting him, whatever. Their thought was, let's just do the opposite. One does a push, one does a pluck. It's going to be great. It works in other games. Yeah, it works in other games when you have control of your characters. Not when you just have a bunch of squishy people in the back line waiting and hoping and praying to God that they never see melee combat. But, you know, what are you going to do? Jeff Arnold says, okay, Rage Panda 1, I, the great ogre nightmare, Ogremits, am going to go and do things to get ready for 4 a.m. wake up. Y'all take it easy. Jeff Arnold, thanks for coming. Thanks for the donations. Thanks for being a member. You, my friend, are an awesome person, and I really want to thank you for coming. Oh, man, some of these names, guys, I can't pronounce them. It's so difficult. All right, Nicholas, I'm going to try it now. You better pay attention. You tell me if I'm doing a good job or bad job. Okay, you say good job or bad job in the comments. I'm saying Nicholas Zhang. Is that good? Am I doing it? Nicholas says he literally gemmed his life away, and I would say that I did the same. Unfortunately. High priority, is that Sephiroth? I don't know that I knew that. Well, thanks, friend. with the pink hand. That's such a weird sticker to me. Is it weird to you? Feel like I got caught red-handed and stuff. Hey, I did it! Thank you, Nicholas, for confirming. I hope that you would have told me the truth if I absolutely did a terrible job. Luxor, the lasers of laser beams, says, you can just call me Loverboy Senpai. Is that better? Is that really better, though? I'm not sure. Alright, so her active skill is actual garbage that I would not, even if I was completely out of toilet paper, I wouldn't even use this skill to wipe my butt. It is the worst thing that I have ever seen. Her ultimate, Unstoppable, leaps into a dense area of enemies, dealing damage equal to 312% of her minuscule baby strength to enemies within range. It also reduces the caster's damage taken by 30% and removes their negative effects. Now, the last parts of that are actually kind of okay. Reducing damage taken by 30%, for how long, question mark, and removes the negative effects. Those can be actually pretty good. But the fact of the matter is that there is basically no use case scenario for this character because they are built to do a hybrid of tanking and damage, but they don't have the stats to support really either of them. And then also, they totally screw over your entire backline, and there's really barely anything you can do to fix it. At least with the male luxuriant, the banish is annoying and it can screw over your team, but it can also be a vital part of a crowd control team, so there is a reasonable expectation that you might be able to use him at some point. I don't think you should ever use the female Sally Horn. And I will say 120 vigor female Sally Horn for the win. If somebody wants to do that, I will make a video about it, and you can be in the video and you can tell us all about the trauma that happened to you as a child, that you like to endure pain willingly over and over again and waste all your materials to vigor up a female Sally Horn. If you want to do that, then that's fine. That's fine. Nicholas says her ult doesn't even hit anyone unless she's like 0 feet from them. Yes, I would agree with that. And that's why my build for her is so questionable. But Bits says he doesn't use the Sally Horns at all because they are not good because of their stupidity of their abilities. I disagree. I think the male Sally Horn's actually really good. I don't think he's the top tier tank or anything, but I think that in the right setup, he's super good. And he provides something for you that nobody else provides, and that thing is super useful, especially if you're using line attacks or if you're using champions that dive to the backline and they need some extra support. I think that he's just somewhat difficult to use if you don't know exactly how to use him and the cons that come with his active skill, but once you get those mastered, I think that he is really good. You also want to avoid using him on teams with people with ground target abilities because he will tend to push them out of them. So, something to be aware of there. Yeah, JT Man says, everyone hating hard on the female Sally. Y'all know she was the first mythic for like 85% of us. True. True. I think, though, that the build that I have for her is going to be laughed out of the room when I put it on the website, which is maybe why I haven't done it yet. But I'm actually recommending that you use healthy on her. That's right. I said it. I'm recommending that you use healthy and energetic. And the reason is because in the rest of the recommendations for this champion, I'm going to recommend never using them. And the only possible use case you could ever have for using this character is when it's your first mythic and she happens to have all of these traits that increase her health. Because when she has a lot of health, then she can survive for a long time. When she dies, she comes back with more health. When she gets her damage reduction, she has more of a health pool that they have to get through, giving you more chances to get more damage reduction. And if you're using her early, you can't afford to do an agile and focused build. Not sure I'd want to do that anyway, but to take more advantage of this. So I wanted to have all basic traits that you could use, and it would be energetic, honorable, healthy, and I think maybe I did put agile on there just to try to get to the ultimate faster and faster. I think that would be more helpful than loyal. Although Scrappy in the early game isn't the worst, so maybe that's another option. But yeah, I think she's terrible. Absolute garbage. And my new least favorite character in the game. I just don't like her. The Vigor Sacrificial Lamb. How do I feel about the battle pass for this event? Says Final State. Well, let's have a look-see, shall we? At the old festival battle pass. All right, for the free stuff, we've got absolutely basic, and that's fine. There is 200 gems in there, and we do like those, but this is all standard stuff. I'm not sure if it's any different than it's ever been, except that we do get these intimacy preference chests, although there may only be the one in there. Is it just the one? I think it's just the one. So the free version is kind of whatever. I wouldn't even work hard on it. Wouldn't even work hard on it. The other one, they still continue to do these 2-star tokens, but this one, it's giving you 3 of them. So like, why not just give me a 3-star token? What's the point? It's like when somebody hands you a flyer on the street, they're like, here, you throw this away. Like, great, now I have another job to do. I got to go send one of these people. Couldn't you have just given me a 3-star to begin with? Come on. Come on, people. Let's go. Now, for the rest of it, there is the kitty face. Now, for some of you, the kitty face is probably worth $30 on its own. In fact, we have the temporary one, right? And it does come with the 3% tax bonus. I don't know if you noticed that they are adding in those things. Oh, there's a puppy. Oh, he's so cute. He's got a little blushy wushy. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. Now, what you really want is something like the Vixen mask, where you're getting attack of all teammates by 2%. But, you know, there's a bunch of various ones here. It's interesting that the cross-server challenge ones are actually less. I thought these would be more, and I'm glad that they're less. I'm actually glad that they're less because otherwise it's the rich getting richer, right? So, I don't know. Maybe this one is also cross-server challenges. I thought you could get that a different way, but maybe there's just different stuff different times. I do think it's cool that they added them to the old stuff, like the Dread Moon Festival and things of that nature that you already had. Dang! 10% district tax bonus. I haven't looked through all of these. That is a good mask, and unfortunately, it is ugly as sin. Where's the puppy from? From the Blossoming Festival event. So, somewhere in this event, right? Increase teammate by 3% for the Twilight Awakening. Man, we should have, if I would have known. Had I only but known. Oh, the cool dragon one has the attack as well. That's lovely. You really love to see it. All right, so the kitty mask. Well, it's not the best mask, but it is a kitty. So that's pretty... Oh, my word. Yeah, I mean, that alone is worth $30, right? Who are we kidding? But just for fun, let's pretend that you don't like the mask. Who in their right mind would do 200 companion pulls for the mask? Is that what the puppy mask is for? The 200 companion pulls, first of all, can you even do that many? Because these value packs aren't going to reset, right? And I already did all of them and it was only for 100. Is there actually enough that you could even do 200 of them? That is where the puppy is. The defense by 2 is, I mean, for your first mask, would be nice. Medieval Ballbuster says he's got the dragon. Yeah, baby. Grats. Wish I had that. Yeah, I don't know if you can even get to that many. Oh, I'm forgetting. I'm forgetting the Grand Bazaar. Thanks, Kai. I was thinking it right when you said it. The old Grand Bazaar. Oh, hey, look. Oh. Oh, snap. Oh, snap. I don't know which one of these I need. If you don't know what you need, don't pick one. How about that? Hey, now I can see how many diamonds I spent. Almost 14,000, just like I thought. Joe W92 says, I'm new here, and I say, welcome to you. Thanks for stopping in. Miranda, I messaged you. You're late, bro. You missed the whole companion summon, which I decided to do, which was maybe not the best plan, but I did finish my Samir daddy, and I'm keeping him in the daddy form. You know what? I don't care. Judge me if you want. I like what I like. So, yeah, I did 100 of these. I finished that. I got 6 of the boxes I can open to pick somebody, and I have a total of 12 for the Galtung, 7 of which I got from this event. It was a huge waste, and I don't really recommend that anybody does this event unless you only have up to 10 shards that you need. Really, even then, that's pretty expensive, and you got to know what you're getting yourself into, but hopefully this little bit of science did that for you. Also, when you get 90 of 90 for Circle of Love, as it says down here, you get a little bonus extra chance that gives you an 18% chance for the 5 bangers, which is actually pretty good. It's kind of like a pity system. All in all, I'm glad that I did those summons because I was pretty angry about the companion gift exchange when I was expecting it to be something different. But now that I've spent some time with it, I think it's fine. I just don't think it's what we were looking for. All right, back to the battle. Oh, yeah, the real money ones. Man, I am like a squirrel. I just cannot pay attention. Is it in value packs? Where's the thing? Purchase packs? Do I need the scroll? Is that what I didn't do? Silly me. All right, so for $10, you can get one summon. I would say that you should never do that ever. You should never, ever, ever, ever do that. That's bad. It's bad enough when it's just diamonds, but doing this for $10, oof, that is rough. Maybe if you're super close and you need 1 shard on your guy, maybe you could spend a 5 here and the $1 here, and you do your best. Don't ever buy these ones. What are you doing? Don't do that. Nicholas Zhang says, what's a good strategy for VOC? I just started Bloodline last week and barely reached 1 million power. Also, how do we get mythic stuff and armor? Well, the best way to get mythic stuff is through Valley of Conquerors at your level, but as you start to get higher and higher, you'll end up getting more of it than you can even use because you start getting it from your collects, and you can get it from Senate orders, although I don't generally recommend that you do that. Man, $100 for this? All right, look, if you just really want to have every companion and you have thousands of dollars to spend, then you have fun, but I don't think this is a good value. Don't ever do that. Just don't do it. It's not worth the dog mask. I will get to the Valley of Conquerors thing. You may have to remind me, but I do want to finish talking about the Battle Pass because I just keep getting distracted. So, we've got our 2-star companion garbage that is work that we got to do. You do get a lot of gold. You do be getting just a whole lot of gold, and that's pretty nice. Now, I want to try to count these to see. These are different than the other ones. Interesting. Interesting. This one has the Galabar parts. And it has the Naga parts. That is interesting. Kai says total spend reward is 1,500. I think that's fine. Let whales whale out. They can support the game. It's whatever. Total of 5 chests, 7, 10, 14 of these chests. 14 of these chests, and you can save them and then potentially use them to finish your Galabar. I mean, that's pretty slick. If you're going to finish this anyway, that's a pretty good deal. It's a ton of gold. Summoning stones, we got 10, 20. And then these stupid flowers, we got 20 of those as well. Honestly, this might be the first battle pass where I'm feeling like it's actually kind of worth it. I wish it was 20 bucks instead of 30, honestly. I'm probably not going to do it myself, just because fiscal responsibility is important, but but if you have the spare 30 bucks, it's not bad. It's really not bad. Getting 14 of these chests that you get to pick, and it could be this Galabar companion. If not, you can finish one of these other ones that, like, everybody here is a really good champion that you would potentially want the companion for. Yeah, I actually don't hate that. Should be 20 bucks, though. Should be 20 bucks. The pass is easy to finish. Just do arena fights, says Kai. That is good advice. That is good advice, actually. And if it's that easy, finish it first, though. Like, don't buy this and then see how far you get. Get how far you get, and then buy this, knowing full well what you're going to get with your money. Fiscal responsibility. You need 13 to finish the Naga final state. This could be really good for you, my man. I'm not saying that you got to spend 30 bucks, but if you finish this and spend your 30 bucks, you got your thing plus everything else. Got your Naga companion plus all this other stuff. Not terrible. And to put it in perspective a little bit on that battle pass, I'm perfectly willing to spend 10 bucks just for the 30 summoning stones. You get 20 in there, so there's value to be had just in that. The gold is also considerable. All right, I feel like I've been neglecting chat just a little bit. Medieval Ballbuster says, suggestion to new bros, if you're going to spend money in the game, make sure you link your account to GOAT to get the additional rewards. That is a good tip. Nicholas says, what's the best hero? Well, all right, I'm going to get to the Valley of Conquerors thing. But first, the best hero is female Devala, and it's just because she's broken. Her event is coming back on March 2nd. You want to have at least 300 summoning stones for that event, especially if you're new. It's unfortunate, but she's just the best. Everybody hates her. She's not that fun she's not fun to fight or to use, but she's the best. So if that's what you're looking for, that would be her. Other people that are easier to get and considered the best, Male Tidestorm, for many reasons, is one of the best. Male Aeson is, in my opinion, the best champion in the game for supporting your team, for doing damage. Like, I really feel like every team is better if you have Male Aeson on the team. And a lot of people love female Lionstone. I'm a bit sick of her myself, but if you were to have these four champions, the female Devala, female Lionstone, Male Aeson, and Male Tidestorm, you'll always have a good team. So those are my initial recommendations for that. Of course, there's many others that do a perfectly good job. Phase Soul, I don't know how to pronounce that even. I'm going to say Phase Soul says, what's up? Hey man, what's up? Who's the best healer? Well, actually, funny you should ask that. Man, I get distracted. We're going to Valley of Conquerors right after this. Probably female Galabar. I will elaborate on that more if you guys want me to, but probably female Galabar is the new best healer. Valley of Conquerors, I am not signed up for on this particular account. So we're going to swap on over. Oh, great. Now they all know my free-to-play server. The cat's out of the bag. Hey, change servers, please. Thank you. Man, it's blue screening on me. The whales are attacking. It's letter by letter. Sorry. Is it every letter? Because I'm so confused. Do a little spin here, a little gambling. Still have never gotten a mythic or a 5 times out of those. Why is this lit up? Why are you lit up? I've completed you. Why are you doing this to me? Silly red dots. Got some mail. Ballbuster says she's not horrible, not broken, and she's not the best. Devala is just strong. Are you saying that Devala is not broken? Because she definitely is. 100%. All right, Valley of Conquerors and the strategy therein. Now, most of these nodes are not that great. If you take one of these nodes, you can see you're going to get 10 points per minute, and that really doesn't do much for you. There's no point in trying to hold them, and people are just going to walk up. I have my terrible team here that's just a placeholder on my free-to-play account. I look up here, see there's nobody there, and then boom, bam, I've taken it, and now my team's getting points, and they aren't. That is the bare minimum, most simple thing, but there are some points across the map that are actually super important. One of them can be the bread storage, which is worth twice as many points. The little grain mill, I'm not sure what it's called. And you can also equip a champion into there if you have the right kind. I have to have at least a legendary 6-star marksman. Apparently I don't have any of those ready on my account, so I don't get to put anybody in there. But then you get free bread every 10 minutes when you come back. When I say free-to-play account, I mean I do not spend any money ever on this account on anything at all. On my other account, I have now spent kind of considerable money because other people spend money on my account for me sometimes. But this one is completely free of all of that. So if I see a 1 up here in the corner, then I know that there's somebody defending this spot, and I can click view and see what they're working with. That's stronger than anything I have on my team right now, so I'm not going to go fight them right away. I probably need to go ascending a little bit. How do they spend money on my account? Well, people just kind of donate and they tell me what to spend it on, and that's the way that's been going so far. So in this one, we can see is a little different than these other ones out here. This one also, as well as having more points, gives an attack speed bonus to our teams, and that can be a very useful thing to do. That's why there's such a big guy holding that spot, because they're going to go around all of the places on the map and try to hold those. That's good for making your team strong. It's not good for really getting points so much. If you're just after getting points, one sec. Well, this is Miranda. This is not going to be a full how-to on Valley of Conquerors. It's very complicated, and I've held off making a video because I want to really get it right and only have to do it one time. But it's going to be a lot of work. This middle section has these bigger towers here, and as you can see, it's all controlled by purple. Middle tower is going to give you 100 points per minute. That's the most that is on the board, and it gives this buff to all allies. Very strong. And the ones above and below it also are 60 points per minute with a strong buff. So you want to hold those. Now, a lot of people are going to try to hold those by doing exactly what these guys are doing, and they're taking their big characters of 3.5 million and just sitting it there on the middle. And that's great, except that they're going to get worn down and taken out, and it's not really going to keep any of this other stuff safe. So if I want to guard all of these, it's already going to take me 3 big teams to guard all 3 of these. But there's only 4 entrances. God, sorry. BlueStacks, chill. These gates are preventing people from getting in. They have to take out the gate first, and this gate is where all of your people will go back to if they get killed. If you have 4 teams instead of 3, which means coordinating a little bit with your actual alliance, you can just hold all of these gates. And when you hold all of the gates, you can protect the entire middle section, and that's how you're going to get a ton of points, by protecting the section and being at the gates. Standing in the middle, garrisoned into one of these, is great. It's like the second best thing to do. But the best thing to do is take care of control points, especially if you're the biggest person on the field. Then you're going to find what your biggest enemy is by clicking on your map. Clearly here it is purple. I'm down here in red. So if I wanted to hold the middle, I would put my one biggest team opposite of purple's entrance. So I'm making it the hardest I can for my biggest enemy to get into my point zone. So that's a thing that a lot of people neglect, but it's actually a super useful thing. And I have not read chat forever, and I apologize. Somebody says, only pandas. I mean, I do have members on YouTube if you wanted to be part of the Only Pandas Club. That's as close as you get. Kai, sorry I missed what the OnlyFans but with gaming is, unless you're referring to my memberships here. Oh, you're referring to the buying stuff for my account. Got it. I'm on the same page, y'all. It's fine. We're all here together. Only Pandas next shirt logo. Is that too much of the same with the Panda Hub? I don't want people to think I'm dirty. I do want to show you one more point here. One more point in Valley of Conquerors real quickly. 2 more points. Just 2 more points. So this specific node here, you can see it goes to one of the gates. It goes directly to one of our buff sites, and it has just a ton of connections. Specifically holding this point, even though it's a more basic point, can be very good, because if somebody takes your gate and then they come out and they're ready to branch out into your area to take all your stuff, they have 2 options. They can go to this big octopus of a network of paths, or they can go to this one node here. If they go to this one node here, they have to clear another gate to be able to go down into your base. So this one node here isn't that dangerous, especially because you usually will have your own gates covered. This octopus node, though, gives them free reign of your whole base, and if you can protect that as a secondary line of defense to protecting this gate, then you're going to be much more likely to keep your points and stop the enemy at choke points. And that's what you really want to do, is stop them at choke points, so they are getting less points and you're getting more. And then finally, even though this team that's in this node is considerably bigger than mine, like 600,000 bigger or something like that, I can easily beat that team. Although it's better if I go and fight a really small team first, and then I build up a bunch of energy on all of my characters, because the energy carries over, and then when I fight this bigger team, I will ult right away, and they will die, and I will laugh, and they will be sad. And that is the whole point of Valley of Conquerors, is to make other people sad. So that's my rough covering of the Valley of Conquerors. Of course, I gotta catch up on the old chatteroni. Snag is mentioning leveling companions to create that mythic baby farm. You know we love that. That sure is the way to do it. Final State says during a summon event only. Are you referring to the might events and creating babies and everything? I don't know. Oh no, you're talking about the clan summons, like the Ha rule. Man, it's so hard to come in the middle of conversations when I go in my blackouts and just start talking about stuff. Yeah, maybe I'll cut out the Valley of Conquerors thing I just did and make it a highlight or something. So for the companions, for the event summons like this, right now I have 193 stones. This is my free-to-play account. So I haven't spent anything. I got 193 stones just waiting. This account is 5 or 6 weeks old now. I think 6 weeks is probably a safe bet. And I have not done a whole lot of saving stones and specifically buying them with my diamonds. What I have been doing on this account is I have been focusing on my intimacy. So I already have my Trevane companion at Mythic. And that's the first thing that any new account should do. I'm sure people are getting sick of me saying that, but it is true. Next, I went for my Fulgur companion and made them Mythic for a variety of reasons. They're best in slot for districts. They're some of the best early game DPS you can get. They're some of the best late game DPS you can get. And they also have a clan trait that is super good. So I think getting them to Mythic second gives you a head start in a lot of ways on the game, and it's super useful for your account. And then I like to focus on districts, so I also have my Griffin companion that is at mythic rarity. So I have fairly decent income going on now with both of those. All of those. Oh, hey, I got hearts for doing that. Cool. And so I'm already almost at 100K a minute and with my account that's like 6 weeks old. And honestly, it probably could be a lot better if I would just take my time and actually go through and get everybody set up the right way. So I have not really been buying stones on my free-to-play account, is the moral of the story. Normally, when might packs come around, I would spend stones on that. I've been skipping all of that and only buying the intimacy packs, which I will probably do right now, actually. Because the next thing that I'm working on is getting my luxuriant up to mythic so that I can further take advantage of my districts. The female luxuriant is by far the highest leadership that you can get on any character. And so having her in your districts is super good. And of course, a lot of people don't like the luxuriants. The male luxuriant is doo-doo poopy butt, and I would not use him. The female luxuriant, however, is super good, and you can make really, really strong teams just by having her on the team, because she basically eliminates one entire character from the enemy team, and it's super strong because you still get to kill them, and they do a little bit of damage for you. She also has some energy control and some other things that are kind of nice about her, like an attack speed buff. But yeah, I think female luxuriant is another solid option for that. So don't worry if you're not getting enough stones. That's the whole moral of the story that I'm telling you right now. If you don't have all of the stones that I'm saying that you need for these events, it's okay. You don't need to rush it. It's not more important than a lot of other things that you could be doing. Thank you, Killjoy, for reminding me. I do need to put in that code, which is BLD Blossom. If you're looking for a code to put in, it is BLD Blossom. This was not the free-to-play, Kai, that we did the, companion gift exchange. I switched accounts after that. So, if you click on the top right here, you can see that you get up to 300 summons and you get all this extra stuff. A lot of the extra stuff that you're getting is the companion shards, and it's about an average to get the companion unlocked around 300, although we've all had our horror stories where it's taken way longer. That happens all the time. That's just how RNG works. But if you don't have at least 300 stones, I really probably wouldn't even summon. I do it all the time, but I'm aware that it's a risk and not maybe the best thing I should do. And if you're aware that it's a risk and not the best thing you should do, but it makes you happy, then you should be happy because it's a game. So do what you want to do. Between now and March 2nd, if you're a new player watching this stream right now, I think you should be saving stones. When might packs come around, you should be buying the summoning stones from the might packs, and you should be trying to get enough stones that you can get the whole Devala with the companion. She's too good. There's no signs she's getting nerfed. I think that if you're a new account, that's what you should be focusing on, and you have plenty of time to do it starting now. Sorry, Judge. What was the question again? Get so lost in my thoughts. All right. Ballbuster says he bum rushes all dailies and tries to only play Guild Conquest on Season 1. Is it on S1? And one other account? Oh, Server 1. Man. Sometimes it's like I'm reading a different language. Spyfox considers his free-to-play servers a testing ground just to do dailies and hoard things. Mine, to be honest with you, before I made my free-to-play account, I was losing my love of the game a little bit. It was getting a little rough. It was around the time that Hyrule came out, and there was some questionable things that were happening, which makes sense to me now, but in the moment, it felt super shady what they were trying to do. Again, communication is key. They could have avoided a whole big problem if they were just talking to us about it. But that was happening, and I was coming to my conclusion that Dungeon Descent is based off of campaign, and I had just pushed a bunch of campaign, couldn't do Dungeon Descent. Guild Conquest was really terrible, and I was just not having a good time. When I made my free-to-play account, I instantly fell back in love with the game. I love playing on this account. I don't see any of the annoying teams that are all just the same standard team. Like if I go into my arena right now on this free-to-play account and just go to challenge, I can just click on some random person here, and who knows? Who knows what's going to be there? You're not going to see this team in one of the higher level servers, and none of these people are going to be 100 vigor, and I can actually have creative and interesting fights on this account. If I play on my other account, I end up playing against people who did the vigor farm, and they're stuck in their same old teams, and nothing different ever happens, and I don't like it as much. So my free-to-play account for me is like the thing that still keeps me loving the game. Definitely not just a place where I go to hoard things, but I can understand using it as that tool as well. Final State says he has neglected might packs. Well, don't do that. You don't want to do that. Chris Hart says, can anyone confirm getting ready to do my first 15 star? When I upgrade, I just need one of the same with level 22 traits, and it will upgrade from 18 to 22. Yes, that is how it is supposed to work. That should definitely work for you, and if it doesn't, nothing else will. So that is the only possible way to do it. Final State says, Medieval, you think Lume would be easiest to acquire. If you're starting from absolute zero, then the Lume is the easiest to acquire because, number one, they only take 48 to unlock, where the other ones are 60, right? All 60. Except for the base champions. Some of the base champions are 48, but Lume is also 48. And also their event, instead of going to 300 stones, only goes to 200 stones, I believe, unless they changed it. Snagga says, "Aw, my name is blanked out in chat." Your name really do be blanked out in chat. Snagga for life. Well, the secret really is out. Now everybody knows. Well, guys, if you want to play on my free-to-play server with me, I didn't want to, like, bombard the server, and with the other one, some people seemed a little uncomfortable with me. I don't want to say taking over the server, but, like, a lot of people joined and talk about my stuff and talk to me and stuff, and it just gets annoying for some people. So that's why I wasn't announcing it, but it is server 828. If you want to be doing free-to-play stuff with me, that's where I do it. Speaking of free-to-play stuff and doing free-to-play stuff with me, there are some talks in the works about making an official Rage Panda 1 server that we would hopefully all start together on. I'm not sure that I would make it free-to-play or if I would just do whatever, you know? Just if I want to spend, I do, and maybe I don't try to. But I'm thinking about starting that in a couple of months, maybe when the free-to-play has run its course a little bit more. Maybe some people are looking for a fresh start along the way. I think that could be a fun thing to do, to all have a server that's dedicated to us playing together, even though it means we're going to have to compete a little bit. I think that's fine, right? Sounds like a fun time, hey! All right, we're going to drop it like it's hot on intimacy packs. Just for the new players, I want to show you how much I don't give a flip about the Devala. I really just don't care. With the amount of diamonds that I have and the fact that I have almost 200 summoning stones, I could and maybe should be saving for that Devala. But I want my districts in order, and I want to follow my plan that I set in place, and so I'm going to do that. These $5.99 packs for intimacy, these are the ones that you want. There's two different versions of them. Some of them say 50, 50, 50, and some of them are 5 of each, and it says 10 on each. They're the same thing, they cost the same, and that's what you want. And so we just spam click this and make the game glitch out. It's the way to do it. And after we do this, we're going to go try to finish out our luxuriant. I don't know how far we're going to get. I didn't do any math on this. But like I said, it doesn't matter because I'm doing Doombringer right after anyway. Which I do need to unlock. If you've been paying attention to my free-to-play account, I did push campaign pretty hard just to check it out. And Dungeon Descent did get quite a bit harder. But I have since ascended one time on all of my people, and it has been fine. So, where you at, you little snuggly monster, you little winged beast? Now, you do have to be careful when you're using these lockets. That's what I call them. I don't know what everybody else calls them. But it will jump ahead. If I stop, the number will jump ahead. And you got to be paying attention to that because you can invest way too many. And sometimes it lags. That happened to me when I did my previous Luxuriant, and it ended up wasting 800 intimacy because of it. I was not happy about that, as it turns out. Kai says, let's do the server. Snagga says, that should be fun. See, I think so too. Ballbusta says, final point that it's easier to acquire is because there's less champions in the pool, so there's more of a chance to acquire the one that you want. Is that true? I thought that they put all of the newer champions into the older ones when they re-released them. That could be inaccurate, I'm not sure, but I guess it would make sense. Come on, it's so much clicking. This is what macros are for, ladies and gentlemen. If you have BlueStacks, or if you have a PC, you can download BlueStacks for free and not have to click all of these because you could make a macro to click it for you. Because, man, it gets to be a lot. I wish I could just select a number that I want it to go to. And then it would just use whatever I need it to use to get there. That sounds ideal to me. And another thing you're going to notice is when I click over to 10,000, nothing happens. Depressingly, nothing happens. You have to go 1 point further, which is an embarrassing little bit of coding that they messed up. But it is what it is. You have to do that for every single thing that happens in Intimacy. You always have to go 1 point over. Kind of silly, but that's the way it is. It's not that way for, I don't think, anything else in the game. Miranda says, sounds awesome, presumably to the server. Final State says, macros are amazing. Have to agree. Chris Hart's clicking finger is busted from leveling companionship after the update to the 400 level cap. I imagine, man, you should have been using that BlueStacks with them macros. I do have a video on how to set them up if you want to check that out on the YouTubes. The Devala as well as the White Eyes you should be able to get with 300 stones. Maybe, if you're lucky. If you're lucky. Now, what I'm going to start doing on this account, since I have this new thing available and I need to fill up my districts with it, I'm just going to start courting all for these ones. And I don't think that I have that many spaces open. But I did try to save them for just such an occasion because I knew I was getting close to doing this. And I'm just going to let these guys naturally level up because it's really expensive. And we're not in that big of a rush that we need to use all of our energy potions over it. If I had some more diamonds, I might have bought some extra air slots. I need to finish those out. Macros are not against terms of service right now, actually, because I don't know how much I can get into it, but they are working on quality of life features and they realize that it is not working out the way they have it set up. So I have gotten confirmation from Goat Games that I can recommend using macros and that nobody will be getting into trouble for now while they're still working on the quality of life updates. So I actually made that video and took it down because I wanted to make sure that that was not going to get anybody in trouble. And I was told that it would not get anybody in trouble. So that's why I recommend it now. But thank you, Rogue, for warning us about that. But it is under control. How do you get roses for the companion gift exchange? Well, step 1, open your wallet. Or already have diamonds saved and go to the value packs. They are not super worth it. Like, if you need between 5 and 10, then sure. Go for it. Spend what you need to do. Get your guy, but you better be sure it's a companion that you want. And you better be aware that it's not the best value in the game. It can be, but Gamer Kevin says he can't get BlueStacks to download. Well, that is unfortunate, and I don't know how to help you with that specific issue. Look at that. We get all these extra bonus rewards because we waited and spent our diamonds at the appropriate time. Ooh, that's going to be real good on this account, actually. Do I already have a full set? So, if you haven't been paying attention to my free-to-play account, I ended up going with a female Fulgur, who is right now absolutely carrying my team and huge. And would you look at that? I need a little wizard hat. I need a little Harry Potter sorting, you're gonna go hang out with all the Gryffindors type of hat. And we're gonna grab that from my rewards. Is that Grand Bazaar? Is that where that is? Value reward. Wizard hat. Boom. Huge. Love it. And then, of course, we got to level that up right away, right? You can't just be waiting around. That would be a bunch of shenanigans. And we are not habitual shenanigators. Oh, why not? Just make it an even 9. You know, an even level 9. So the crit that is supposed to be fixed right now, while we're in this area... Ballbuster says, I didn't even notice, but at some point, got behind by like 2 minutes. Well, shoot. This crit, which is currently at 12%-ish on this guy, is supposed to be working now. All other crit has not been working. So when I click on his details page and I see 0 crit, I'm going to be real angry. I'm telling you right now. Crit rate. Oh my God. Does crit rate work all across the board? Oh my God. No. Don't fix crit. I'm going to have to change the whole website. Why would you do this to me? All right. Well, we better talk about crit then. All right. If they really fix this across the board, female Fulgur just got a lot better. This ability right here that gives all of your teammates extra crit against people inflicted with electrified, that is super strong. I need to make a video about crit being fixed immediately. Hopefully. Hopefully I can spread the word. All right, we'll do this way because it's going to be a little easier. If I forget somebody that I need to talk about with the crit, let me know. All right, female's ace. During battle, increases the caster's crit rate by 40%. Now it says during the battle, so I wouldn't be surprised if it didn't show up here. But if you imagine a staff giving her 12 to 15%, and then another 40% from that, you can see she's going to be critting real big, and she's going to be doing a lot more damage now. Her active is going to be just exploding people, so she's gained some value. Again, if they actually fixed all the crit. Male Elzadeth has increased crit rate and deals 50% more critical damage to enemies with negative effects. That is a big deal, especially since he likes to put those effects on people. He can remove all of their buffs, which unfortunately doesn't count as one. He's got his fearsome, and he's got this that lets him hit his fearsome more and more often because he's doing rapid shots. Now, if you are going to use this guy, it would be imperative to you, and I don't know if I have this on the website because this wasn't the case until crit is working, but it is imperative that you put him with a female Fulgur. Number 1, electrified is a negative effect. Look how that works out. That's super good. Number 2, you get extra chances to crit with your extra crit that you get to do, and that sounds super good. So I would say that this guy has gained quite a bit of value as well. It remains to be seen if he's going to be a super top tier pick, but people vastly underrate the removal of all of the enemy's buffs in his area of effect. That can be super duper strong, so keep that in mind. All right, other crit boys. I'm sure I'm going to miss somebody here or there. it is what it is. I will say, actually, this is not directly crit related, but people who get a bunch of attack speed are getting a huge bonus from this, because the more you're attacking, the more you're going to crit, the more your damage goes up. It should be pretty decent. Okay, Male Devala might actually be in a more usable place here because his passive heals him for each critical hit, which is super strong. Ballbuster says, never liked his snippy attitude in the beginning, so it didn't level him past level 11. I can understand that. I sure can. Kai says, gonna have to swap out female Ignis for female Fulgur. My friend, if you have male Dravapala and you are using female Fulgur, you are going to eviscerate people, and it's going to be a great way to stay in shape. And the male Elzadeth might actually play really well into that because you're making a tight group of enemies that you can all debuff at once, which sounds like a pretty good thing to do. So, we've got our critical chance here, which should now be working, which will increase our amount of times that we get to heal, because the only heal we were getting before was from Crimson Onslaught, which is a guaranteed crit. So he was getting healing, but that's because guaranteed crits were actually working. So you get to do attacks while you're in your ultimate, so you get to keep having your chances to crit, and that means that Eagle-Eyed might actually be useful now. The whole world is turned upside down. The whole dang world. Base crit 22%. Man, I hope this is actually all fixed. I don't even care how much work it adds to my plate. Oh, it's so worth it. And then we also have our male Galtung, which normal attacks have a 40% chance to be critical. So that's an increased crit chance specifically for normal attacks. Now, I'm not sure if that part of his kit was working or not before. I didn't really get to use him, so if you did, then maybe you'll be able to let us know. Was that working before, or is it just going to be working now? It's going to be adding more knockbacks if it was not working before. Actually, either way, it's going to be adding more knockbacks because you'll be critting more often. And it doesn't matter all that much because when you're in your ult, all of your normal attacks were going to be crits on him anyway. But in the interim, it's going to be nice to have that added in. Little extra attack speed there, you know. Little reduction. Love that guy. I love that guy. I'm really sad that I had to skip the Galtungs, dude. This guy does a ton of damage, and having this crowd control stuff with the reducing movement speed and attack speed and silencing, by the way. Crazy. Crazy good. All right. Checking the chats because I'm a responsible streamer and I care about you guys. What was it supposed to be instead of Luxor? It was supposed to be lover boy sexual style something. Playing The Sims 4 with Rage Panda in the background is soothing with a side of sarcasm. Well, that is how I roll, so I'm glad that's coming across for you. Male Devala speech to text sucks. Bits says, now I need to know how to get a Lycanus other than summons. Well, I have good news for you, my friend. You do not have to buy this first top-up to actually get this companion. Oh, hey, look, you can actually see on my free-to-play account we got $0 spent because I tell the truth. So when you go into your companion menu, after you've seen that, you might think, well, there's no way to get Wolfie Boy. That's the wrong Wolfie Boy. Wolfie Boy companion because it says meet via first top-up here at the top of my screen. Well, that is a bold-faced lie. He actually just takes 60 companion shards. So if you get the 60 companion shards, then, you know, you're good. You get to meet him. You don't need to spend any of the money. That's the trick. And they they made it so all of the other guys, I think, at the beginning were 48. I don't know if any of the other base champions were 60. So you get to 48 with this guy and you think, oh, dang, I didn't get him. What's going on here? A little bit of a shiesty play on their part. Just saying. Just a little bit. Did I miss anybody that has inherent crit on their kit that actually matters in any significant way? Doombringer is base. Is he also 60? Oh, yeah. And Lux is too, aren't they? I guess there's a lot of them. I don't know. You know, I can't be right about everything. It is what it is. I made a mistake in a video about the marriage challenge where you don't actually have to transfer traits. At some point I got corrected on that. I said you don't have to transfer them and somebody yelled at me on the internet. And I'll be honest, I didn't test it and I should have. So sometimes you just make mistakes and you just keep learning and you don't beat yourself up too much, even though it really hurts to make mistakes, especially so publicly. Ballbuster says I had to spend $30, otherwise it wouldn't unlock no matter how many shards I had, because he had 83, and Lycanus still would not unlock. That is not how it is meant to work. Unless many people on the internet have lied to me at the same time, and then that would be disappointing. Alex Rivera says male Lycanus was the first mythic for him. Love having him to gank the back row, working on building male Sallyhorn to keep him defended back there. That is a good plan. It's another place where I would highly recommend using male Dravapala. If we want to talk about most useful people in the game, he is one of them. I don't have him on this account. But that pull is so strong. That pull is so strong. Even though he doesn't do the most damage in the game, you can make your other people do the most damage in the game because that pull is so strong. Loverboy goated with the sauce sexual style senpai says shame, ringing the bell on me. Yeah, I really did feel bad that night. Oh, I hate making mistakes. I don't mind admitting it, but I hate making them. Snagga says I have it on my free-to-play account, so that's confirmation, right, Snagga, that it works with the 60 shards? Spyfox says, I had to mythic my Lycanus companion to get him mythic. Sad times. Well, the good news is I think he's totally worth it. In fact, I think he's a pretty underrated champion, and I'm not sure if people are just off-put by the, I don't know. I feel like I got to the game too late, and people established some opinions that I don't agree with. I think that maybe some of the choices that were being made in the communities were a little short-sighted and based on individual champion performance rather than team synergies and trying to build everybody up together to make something that is stronger than the sum of their parts. And male Lycanus is one of the people who can really make the rest of your team perform extremely well because he's keeping them so safe. Now, he was at a disadvantage because attack speed was broken. So his passive was not super good because it did literally nothing. But after those changes were made, and this is the same for so many people, look at anybody with attack speed mentioned on their kit before the attack speed fix, everybody still considers them garbage, like their stuff doesn't work, but their stuff does work now. But if you can make this happen so that you get the strength buff from his active skill to be applying still when you do your ultimate, you are going to do a whole ton of damage, and it's going to be very impressive. But even if all you do is fear the enemy a couple of times throughout the match, you have paid for your character slot. It is a super strong crowd control, and it doesn't mess up your team that much unless you're using ground target or small AoE abilities. And when you're separating the enemy like that, you need to be aware of that. Make sure you're using people like the male Aeson and male Fulgur who don't mind where the enemies are. They just do the damage anyway. Snagga says screenshot on the Discord for the proofs. Let's see this. Let's see the proofs. Oh, we got the Panda Hub shirt on there. Love it. Absolutely love it. It's got a little bit of glare on there, but you know what? I can respect it. Love the Panda Hub. I feel like with the purple Panda Hub, you could get away with wearing that at work. You're not going to get in trouble. With the orange one, though, they're going to be like, Can I talk to you about your activities at work? There it is. There's the screenshot. 0 of $29.99. And there's the Fulgur lady. I do buy it. I do believe you. Snag is telling us the truth. Snagga says, my camera's broken. Brian Chop says, any champion with 80 plus vigor is a beast. Gotta be careful just watching random videos without knowing all bonuses a champion has. And yeah, Brian, you're right. You can take basically any champion and give him 80 vigor and you're going to be crushing people until you get against people who also have 80 vigor, and then you have to also have a good team to go along with it. Snagga says he'll get a better photo. Don't worry, man. It's awesome. I'm glad that you have it. I'm glad that you shared it. I would prefer a picture of you wearing it, honestly, because that's so cool. We're ranked 17 now on the Intimacy Challenge. Look at all this good stuff. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. Couldn't be happier. I love getting those done, and then I just don't worry about it. If I don't win the challenge, who cares? Couldn't be me. I wonder if I got my rewards for doing the marriage challenge. No, I did not. Nice. Alex Rivera says, gotta say I need to work on vigor big time. Been too focused on ascension. All right, well, I have something to say about that, and I know you're all shocked and surprised that somebody brought something up and I have opinions and it's going to be hard to shut me up about it, but guess what? That's who I am. Let me be me. All right, so the vigor system. I'm expecting that they're going to be working on something to actually make the vigor system good, and the reason that I suspect that is not because they've said that to me. They've said that they're aware of the problem. But if they're aware of the problem and they are not trying to fix it, then they are the single dumbest developers that I have ever seen in my life. So I don't think there's a time frame on when they're going to be able to fix the vigor system, and I'm not sure that they have a great idea of what they want to do to fix the vigor system. Personally, I think I solved the problem for them, and they should do the sacrificial pit, and then everybody's going to be happy. But if they don't, I still think the vigor system is going to be working, and so I don't think you need to bust all your resources to try to go crazy with it at this point in time. On my free-to-play account, I really don't have much for vigor. I did do the marriage challenge, and I got a couple of people with a relatively high vigor somewhere on here. I think I have somebody that has 20 that I can marry off onto somebody else, but I'm not worrying about it. And I don't think that you should worry about it. And the reason is because if you simply do not ascend your characters past 13 star, you are not likely to get against the people who have 80 and 100 vigor anyway. And I think that that's a valid strategy right now. If you make all your people 15 star and you go and you're like, well, I'm going to go fight somebody in the arena now, you're probably going to do great and have a really fun time. And then when you go to the game modes that matter, like Valley of Conquerors and Guild Conquest, you're going to get absolutely destroyed by people who have 100 vigor and now, 120 or whatever, because they changed that for some reason. Now, some of you may have actually watched the Belligerent video where he was doing the vigor exploit. Not recommended. Supposed to be shut off now. Hopefully it is. He said that his combination of an 81 vigor and a 100 vigor champion, he ended up with 111 vigor. So whatever fix they did here was not too much of a fix, but what are you going to do? Alex Rivera says, I have done companions well, though. Got Fulgur to Mythic, Trevain, and almost got Sallyhorn. Want to farm those traits. That is a great idea. Farming traits is the way to go. I do think that vigor is fine to work on, by the way. When you have a marriage challenge, you can just get somebody up to 20 vigor or whatever, and then that's fine. I don't think you should worry about it too much after that. Certainly don't pay to do it right now. Final State says, I don't even want to win challenges on server. It cuts down on my diamond income. I feel like it costs so much to win those challenges that it's not worth it. I will agree with that. And it's unfortunate that people go so hard on it because I think they might be wasting a little bit of resources. I'm sure there's value there. Oh, I get to murder a Lux here. That's going to be fun. Hopefully, I win. Phase XTSOL says, I love this guy. Let me be me. That's right. That's how we roll around here. I like to let people be themselves. In my Discord, I don't even have rules. I have a not safe for work channel, and if you're going to post boobies and bungholes and stuff, you got to put it in the right spot, because I don't want people who are not of age to be catching the stuff they shouldn't be seeing. But other than that, basically no rules at all. Just let people be, and they will be better people for it. It's my belief. Brian Chop says, I hope they only fix the max vigor, but I really hope they don't make it easier to level. I've spent thousands of roses and would be pissed if they make it easy for everyone to catch up. Brian Chops, I think you are making a mistake of judgment, and I will say that I can value your opinion, and I can see why you would say that, because you did invest a lot into it, and you do deserve extra power for the amount that you invested. I think that you are wrong about wanting it to stay hard for other people, because the fact that it's staying hard for other people is strangling the game that you love and literally putting it in the dirt. And if they don't fix it, then people will quit. Everybody who makes it into the higher Valley of Conquerors and things of that nature are getting stomped by people who were able to use a system from before that's no longer able to be used to be able to have a crazy amount of vigor, 50 plus on every champion on the team. Really wasn't that difficult to do, although it was difficult to do still. And those people are getting into those games realizing that, number one, Guild Conquest and Valley of Conquerors takes basically all day to play. Pretty much all day to play. And you're just going to get stomped by people that you have literally no chance against. So I think that wanting it to stay that way is a mistake, because you are wanting the game to die if you want it to stay that way. I understand why your personal reasons are that you think that it's not fair if it was hard for you and then it's easy for other people. Oh, this person is murdering me. The heck? But yeah, I don't think it's better for the game. I should have been paying attention to that. Who is this person that I fought? What's your name? I'm gonna fight you again. Samedi. All right, Samedi. Now I'm going to actually pay attention to what we're fighting against people. I don't know if I finished my point because I started getting murdered, but I think that's why it's Ballbuster. Was I too insulting? I hope I wasn't insulting. I do have full respect for your feeling like you're getting shafted if it's suddenly easier for other people. I just don't think that it's better for the game. I fully disagree with the not fixing how you get vigor. My man, it takes at least 1,600 marriages of level 22 traits to be able to get to 100 vigor, and that's not even the maximum right now. And the price tag on being able to do that is outrageous, and I don't think that it's a good setup at all. So I don't think that it's bad to make it considerably easier, because it's better for the health of the game. Maybe only the dedicated should be that strong, but it literally costs you thousands of dollars to make your whole team that strong. Chris Hart says they just never should have nerfed Vigor. The minute they changed it, it created two classes of players, and that's true. The old Vigor farm was almost perfect, except for the fact that if you made one of your if you didn't save one of your 1-star companions as a common, you got totally shafted on being able to do the farm, and it was considerably harder. I think that, yeah, they should have just left that intact and fixed the part where you needed a common companion. If you could have just selected what kind of rarity you were producing of your babies, then I think that would have been a better fix. For now, though, I do think that it's killing the game. The people who are already strong, it's killing the game for them too. I can tell, Brian, that you don't feel that way, but I believe that Neo Geo quit because of the stuff that, not because I said the stuff I said in my video, but because of the things that I noticed while I was making my video, which is that he's absolutely stuck. He doesn't get to be creative or do anything with his teams. And he's basically working a full-time job to stay on top. And there's no creativity or fun in there for him. Brian, what's your vigor at right now on all your folks? Spy Fox says, I agree with Chris. Vigor was better with the common vigor farm method. I agree. Miranda says, I wish we could pick the rarity of the kids. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like it's not possible to catch up because there are people who have multiple 100 vigor champions. So unless you paid enough to be able to do well over 3,000 marriages, then you didn't catch up and you're suffering like everybody else. You're just maybe in a middle spot where you're the top dog of your current block, but when you get moved up, it's not going to feel so good. I feel like I'm picking on the same person over and over again, but you know what? We're just shooting a breeze. I want to have something going on in the background. I don't hate vigor. Okay, I think that having a way to invest in your champions after they're already maxed out on stars and everything is good. But I don't think that vigor is quite doing what it's supposed to be doing, which is supposed to be that long-term investment. And part of the reason is because there were people who got a huge bonus, a huge advantage. So trying to compete with people who had it way easier than you did and got the 100 vigor and everything is rough. And then those same people that were doing that, yeah, like Miranda said, they spent $30,000 in the game, and maybe you shouldn't be able to compete with people who spend $30,000 in the game, but I don't know. Brian Chop says, got Dave Alla to 85, Fulgur to 50, Trevain and Galtung to 50 for bosses. The team for the Dave Alla is at 520, and 3 on the main team at 480. Jimmy Horatio says, am I missing something? Is this it with the event? Yeah. I don't know. The thing is, I think maybe it's partially my fault that people, specifically the viewers of my channel, were too excited about it, because I was excited about it from all of the things they had been saying to me, and then it just didn't deliver on any of that stuff. Maybe if I would have kept my mouth shut about it, then people's expectations would have been different. So, I don't know. I think it's good to be hyped up about stuff, even if we occasionally get disappointed because of it. Well, Brian, I think we have to agree to disagree. It sounds like it's working out fine for you. It sounds like you put in a lot of hard work and you're getting the benefit out of that hard work. I don't think the required amount of hard work is reasonable. I just don't. I think it's good that you're benefiting from it, and, you know, the hard work that you put in is working out for you. I don't think that justifies the difficulty, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. Jimmy Horatio says, no chance of getting Dave Alla or anything like that. Wow, rip. I don't think that should be too surprising. I initially, when I clicked on it, was a little bit surprised by that, but not terribly, because they have Dave Alla coming out. It's their big thing. They're doing a whole battle pass about Dave Alla coming out. Orast is coming back around again. That's why they're not in there. I think it's fair that the ones for the next month are not in the previous companion gift exchange or whatever they want to call it. I think that's fine. It's annoying, and they keep dangling the carrot of the Dave Alla in front of people's faces, and they should be more open and clear with their communication. I think that would be better. But yeah, Brian, I don't know, man. I think it is the answer. I think that So I really I really want to be respectful of the choices that you've made in the game, and I know that I'm at a risk of I don't know, losing a friend. Maybe not. When you don't see eye to eye with somebody, it can be easy to be at odds. I don't want that to happen, but I am of the mind, like, if we look at our Grand Bazaar here, we're getting all these free packs daily, free packs weekly, free packs monthly. They've stopped doing stuff that was quite as annoying with their payments. We haven't seen another $50 thing. And the reason that these things are improving is because, well, I definitely don't want you to quit. That's for sure. But the reason that things like this are improving is because when you see a system that is a horrible system and is just not good and not fun, if you don't participate in the system, you will encourage the people to improve it. But much like when pre-releases and pre-orders started, all the way back in the days of GameStop, when we're like PlayStation 1 or whatever, Xbox and PlayStation 2, I said from the beginning that that was a horrible idea. And sure, now you're getting a poster, but how long is it going to be before they start taking out stuff from the game? And then you got to get the pre-order and all of that stuff so that you can even get the full game when you didn't even know if the game is worth it in the first place. So since people continued to participate in a shitty system, I'm not supposed to say bad words, my bad. Since people participated in a terrible system, in this case on a larger scale, it just got progressively worse and worse over time. But with all of this stuff that we're seeing in the game, when they make bad choices and we say, you don't get to do that, you're going to do better next time, or you're not going to have a game, then they make better choices the next time. I think that the thing that you participated in is an example of a terrible system that nobody should have participated in. And I think it's unfortunate that you're going to be losing some of the value of your labor and some of the value of your hard work. And certainly it sounds like you must have either invested diamonds heavily into bouquets and wedding rings and stuff to be able to get there, or possibly your own hard-earned money. I think it's terrible if you're going to lose out on that. But I think that it was, in this case, participating in a bad system, and it's better that it changes, even though that's a loss to you, because it's a general benefit to the community. So that's all I have to say on that one. I know that it's not what you want to hear, but it is the way that I feel about it. And like I said before, I always try to tell the truth, because that is a little better. Yeah, they could give more roses away. I do agree with that. We do agree on that part. Kalara says, I specifically threw my Vigor Farms away because I was told in the Discord that they would be punishing people for exploiting the game. Turns out I was a clown. Well, and I think they should be punishing people who are exploiting the game. And I think that the reason that they don't do that is because a lot of the people who are at the point where they're exploiting the game are the people who are largely spending money on the game, doing everything they can to get ahead in the first place. If you think about it in terms of that, if exploiting is a way to do everything you can to get ahead, then so is spending money on the game. And those things tend to go hand in hand. So who are they punishing if they punish people who are exploiting? A lot of people who are spending money on the game. So I think that's why that's the case. I need to try to pump up the jams on my team, man. Everybody's way bigger than me in this Valley of Conquerors, and I haven't really considered it too much. 4 people got punished. Is that from the original Vigor Farm or from the new one? And also, Kalaris, I will say that I also did not participate that much in the Vigor Farm because of that. Like, if I needed to transfer a bunch of traits over to get something specifically done with a marriage, I wouldn't mind getting the extra hybrid bonuses here and there. But I wasn't exactly marrying them back and forth, just trying to take care of that. But I think it was a good farm anyway. And that's why my maximum vigor people are like 30 vigor now, even still. Kathy says, basically never spent a ring and only have 650 in my bag, so I could never reach 100 vigor, even if I wanted to. Yeah, I mean, well, unless you spend, right? Unless you spend a whole bunch. I have 180 right now. I just did the marriage event myself. Yikes, my inventory. If I was doing an account review and I stumbled upon this inventory, I would be like, man, what is you doing? You got all this stuff just chilling here. You got to use your rewards, bro. So don't be like me on my free-to-play account. To be honest with you, I've been a little bit lazy because I've been working so hard on the website, and the in-game stuff has taken a slight backseat, especially since Harry Potter came out, and that game is a 10 out of 10. Big fan. Final State says, I like this game. I love the concepts, the art, and several other things. I hate the skill descriptions and the things that don't work. I have to agree. They need to pay a translator to give them expert translations. It would be very, very vital to the success of the game that they actually do that. But we'll see. Dang it! I just bought a mythic hat with the extra reward I got. Oh, that sucks. That's okay. That's what you get sometimes. Take the good, you take the bad. And there you go. That's what you have. Or however that one song goes. Be consistent? Yes, I agree. They should be consistent. I actually looked back at some of the abilities, and the old pie-shaped abilities were cone-shaped. Now they've said cone-shaped again. And in between all of those, they've said fan-shaped like 3 different times. Jimmy Horatio, I would stream playing Harry Potter. I'd stream that all day. You'd catch me playing 12 hours a day on that if I had the time to put 12 hours a day into it. Brian Chop says, I appreciate you and understand everything you said and agree with most of what you're saying. In the vids, and we'll watch. Brian, thank you. Thank you for being able to have a public disagreement, essentially, and be a cool guy. Not everybody can do that, but I think we mostly understand each other. We're talking about minor differences here. Spy Fox says, I just go for 50 marriages for the event and get vigor that way. That's exactly what I've been doing. Because I just don't want to spend more investment than that. Speaking of which, I've got this female here with 22. There she was, hiding all the time. I'm going to put that on my female Fulgur because she's my big old carry. I kind of want to retool my team. I just had a bunch of copies of this male Tidestorm, and that's how he got so big, but dang. Spy Fox says, oh shoot, speaking of translations, I gotta translate the patch notes to Spanish for the Discord. That is always a good thing, and if you want to post those in my Discord, I'm not sure how many Spanish-speaking people we have in there, but that would be very useful. I would make a Spanish translation channel in my Discord if you wanted to do that more often. Snaga said, I've had to cut my Bloodline time down to accommodate for Hogwarts. My man. My man. Dude, we could talk about Hogwarts. We're going to lose a whole lot of viewers because they're here for Bloodline, but they could get crazy with it in a starfruit slice-shaped area. Now, that's funny, Chris. You crazy man. Anybody playing Phone Destroyer? I have never heard of that. Miranda says, friendly reminder to like the stream. Sure do appreciate if you do. And since we're doing the shout outs and plugs, I do have memberships available. They get you basically nothing except for the cool green name and the badge associated with it. At least on my screen it's green. I don't know if it's different because I'm in dark mode on that, but it's the cheapest one is 99 cents. The bigger ones don't get you anything. You don't need to support the channel, but if you want to look cool like that, that's how you can do it. Intimacy, we on 31 over on this one. Nice. Oh, hey, it's Neon Safe. You are quite late. Quite late. I don't know if I have much more for you guys on this one. This was just kind of a quickly thrown together. I just wanted to get on and talk to the homies about this stupid event that kind of sucks. But, you know, it's fine. Worked out fine. Gamer Kevin with the legendary subscription. Thank you, my friend. Now you've got the cool icon and you get to look all cool in the chat. That's awesome. You guys have no idea. Every time I see one of those names in the chat, I'm like, you're doing it. You're almost kind of successful. You're not a total failure. Good job. Good job, self. I know. That's silly. That's silly, but it's how I feel on the inside. All right. I'm not going to go through ascending characters because I just don't feel like that's the best streaming content. I do want to just see how hard my dungeon descent is actually for me right now, because I did ascend people a little bit. Hopefully I can be somewhat more successful, because last time I tried it after pushing, I got like 6 levels deep or 7 levels deep, and it was a struggle. Neon, did you apply to RageKingdom 1 or 2? Because if it's 1, I could make a spot for you. I would be more than willing to do it. Then I will, in fact, make a spot for you. I have some people that haven't been on for quite a while, and I think it's safe to remove a couple of people if they haven't been on, right? Or am I a jerk if I do that? I think that's normal. That's what normal people do. We are talking about getting a Rage Panda 1 server eventually, although not quite set in stone. Seems like I am doing all right in Dungeon Descent, and I should be able to get my clears. Although female Samir has taken kind of a beating already. Blame it on Snagga if anyone whinges. Jimmy Horatio says, if you like South Park, you would enjoy it. Let me know, and I'll make a new clan to add and help the Panda Nation. Well, if I had the time, that is something I would definitely check out. But man, time is short right now. Snagga, what do you mean can't kick until tomorrow? What you mean, governor? Yeah, the new server wouldn't be a thing for a couple of months because I'm having a lot of fun on my free-to-play. Well, I wouldn't be kicking anybody that signed up for Guild Wars, but people who have been offline longer than that, I think that you still can. I think you just can't remove people who have signed up for it. Not sure. We could go find out right now. Jimmy Horatio is Raziel in Discord. That reminds me of Legacy of Kain 2, which was an awesome game, I think, for the PlayStation 1, where the main character was named Raziel, and he was awesome. All right, I might have to wrap her up after we get Neon Saif into the guild here, but I'm going to see if I can do that straight away. You could wait a day or two, but you're not going to have to. So deal with that. What I like to do is I go all the way to the bottom looking for the lower contributions and people who have been offline for longer than 7 days, especially like Geralt the Grim here. I know that he joined right at the beginning, and if his contribution is still there, that person's name is Boom Tits. That's funny. So then we do a little bit of that. We got Neon. We got to get Melt-A-Bomb in here. Absolutely got to get Melt-A-Bomb. Now, if any of these people decide that they want to be back in the guild, then we'll just repeat the same process with others. Melt-A-Bomb, how could you? If you watch this, how could you? All right. So does anybody have any other quick game-related questions, preferably Bloodline-related questions? We've been all over the place tonight. That I can answer before I get off of here and go get myself a little snack. Little snacky poo. I'll give you a minute or two to think of something. Still can't do the divination. Will I summon for Galabar? I absolutely will summon for Galabar. And let me tell you a secret. If they keep Entangle the same way that it is set up right now, that's actually, I was going to talk about these champions. Because I got thoughts. If we look at the female's ultimate, we can see that when entangled, enemies cannot move or attack. Move or attack. Now, I don't know exactly what attack means. Maybe that's like a silence and they can do basic normal attacks. Or maybe they can't do normal attacks and they can still do spells. But maybe they can't attack at all. And if they can't move and they can't attack, and this hits all enemies, and it lasts for 3.5 seconds, she's going to be a little bit strong. I don't know about overpowered, but real strong. And I think she's going to be the best healer in the game. I really do think she's going to be producing the best numbers in the game. Now, the reason that this is extra super crazy, I mean, her parasitic seed is fine. There's nothing too broken about that. But the reason that this is super crazy is because this skill hits everybody, and it is an ultimate. This skill entangles for 3 seconds, and it is an active. So the way that the timing works, you will not get the entangle on the first round before the first ultimate, because he needs to have already done an ultimate to get that entangle. But when you hit the first set of ultimates, she's going to do an ultimate, entangle everybody for 3.5 seconds, and then if you have them grouped together appropriately, meaning that you have, I don't know, a male Dravapala or something, then you'll have everything grouped together. None of them can move or attack. And by the time it wears off, his active skill will almost be ready, where he will then make them not be able to move or attack for another 3 seconds. And shortly after that, she will be doing an ultimate where they cannot move or attack for 3.5 seconds. And if you have both of them on your team, you're going to have priority healing on somebody who is getting low. You're going to have a male Aeson on the team because you know how to play the game. And so he's going to have a priority shield on somebody that's getting low. And then she is going to have constant, really quite high healing over time on anybody who's taking damage. And unless the only time that isn't super effective is when somebody takes huge damage from one ability and then they stop taking damage. It'll probably tick out its heals that it's going to do, and it won't be that much. But if they're taking constant damage of any kind, my friend, that's going to be a lot of healing, especially if you're helping people survive with the priority heals and priority shields, and you're not letting the enemies attack all that much with that setup. So I don't know. I think it could be potentially a really crazy team setup. I don't think the champions themselves are individually overpowered, but I think that if you play them right, you could end up with teams where people say, what the heck even just happened? I barely got to play. That was the worst. And, you know, I'm looking to make some people feel that way. I don't know about you. I really want to get this companion. I'm really hoping that their clan trait is something really strong. And I would love to see if their clan trait had something to do with healing. I think that that could be good as long as it's not overpowered and as long as it is powerful enough to be useful. All right. I always just black out, man. You get me going on a tangent. I'm going to go. Let me clear the old throat ski. All right, Kai says, female Galabar and female White Eyes, so much healing to time out a fight. Yeah, I think it is going to be a lot of healing if you do a double healer in that context. I think it could be super strong. Jimmy Horatio says, how do you join the server? Unfortunately, you have to start over to join a server, but you click on here, go to the cogwheel, click on change server. Then you can go to all servers and you can select exactly the one you want, which in this case is 331. I still have this cat face on, I just realized, and you know what? I'm keeping it. You can't stop me. I dare you to try. Oh yeah, I gotta make that decision still at some point. So yes, I'm summoning Galabar. I think that they're gonna be super, super awesome. Gamer Kevin says, was your free to play on 8:38? I believe it's 8:28, but I will check just to be sure. I would hate to waste your time by telling you the wrong number. 8:28 is the appropriate server. And of course, the last thing that we have not done here is BLD Blossom. If you are looking for some freebies for yourself, you can type in BLD Blossom into the redemption code area, and then it will give you all of these things, which is pretty sweet, I guess. Seasonal guild tech, I just don't do guild conquest. It makes me want to quit the game. At least it did when I was focusing on it. And so I haven't looked into it, but I could do that. I do like that there's quests involved in it. I think that is pretty nice. I don't want to click on these. Does it select them if I click on them? Can see who donated our points. All right, Snagga knows. Here we go. We can get extra constitution. I will say that the bad part about this, right away, is that the people who are on guilds who are like in a Discord and they're like coordinating and they don't really have jobs and they just play all day long, all coordinated, they're probably having a great time and they're probably pooping all over you. And you are just covered in fecal matter because they are all grouped up pooping on you. And that means they are all contributing a lot of points and all getting even more of these. And then that just lets them win even more. So it's a good idea. It's cool, but it could get out of control. I feel like it could get out of control and it makes the rich richer. And I don't like that. So I have heard that they promised some things in here that didn't end up happening. I think maybe it was marching speed or something like that was supposed to be here and it just didn't ever actually get here. But I don't know. I feel like this could be cool. I just don't want this to be the main point of the game. I think that's why I haven't even looked into this. I don't want guild conquest to be the main point of the game. Number one, it takes way too long to play, and I like to make content for you guys. I want to make a website for you guys to use as a reference, and I need to play 2 accounts to keep up with it. And trying to do all of that every day and then also do guild conquest and also do 2 Valley of Conquerors, it's just simply not possible. And I get it, if you're doing your 1 account and this is all you do for the game, then maybe it's more reasonable. But I've heard people who are even doing that saying this takes way too much time and you have to be constantly babysitting it. And I don't think that should be the main point of the game. I want a guild conquest as they described when this was supposed to come out, where we are fighting against a not PvP enemy, where we're fighting against AI and we're trying to defeat a boss or a series of levels, and then we get those buffs, and then the contribution matters, and then nobody's getting screwed over, and the time gating part of it is not such a big deal because you're not playing against enemies who are trying to screw you over the best they can, and you can just get ahead and do whatever you need to head at your leisure. So please, guild raids, do that. Guild conquest sucks. Take it out of the game for all I care. I hate it. But guild raids where we're all working together, man, that would be awesome. Would absolutely love to see that. And then their little system where they have their quests would be cool. For now, I think it's fine. It's a good idea, but it's not helping. I hope that answers that. Lord Mortis says, not sure how relevant it is, but got male Samir with Pyromancer, and the roar adds fire damage for Ignis synergy. Yeah, that is pretty awesome. It has a chance to add the fire damage. But yeah, that's a really strong build that I like, is using Pyromancer on everybody and increasing her burn stacks. Although if you're committing that hard to doing that build, then I would highly encourage you to find yourself a male Ignis as well as the female Ignis, because he has increases his damage against targets inflicted with burning by a certain percentage as well. And while he's normally inflicting the burning onto somebody anyway, if he's going to be attacking them, when he does his ultimate, which does actually quite huge damage, it can really, really blow up on people if you're spreading burning with other means. Okay. Final State says through Steadfast on the Samir. I think Steadfast is awesome. I wish that I had it. I don't. But hey, we're a lot closer after tonight, right? Chris Hart says, I work from home. If I didn't, I would. I think he means he would not play Guild Battle. Yeah, I think there are places, and I didn't, maybe I sounded condescending when I said people who don't work. Man, I don't work. This is my job. I had a debilitating spinal injury that I almost couldn't walk for like 10 years. And the most I could do is I could like walk to the back of a store, and then it was an emergency and I needed to sit down. Like, it was super bad. So I went a long time without having a job. And then I had back surgery, and before the back surgery, we had the twins. So after that happened, I ended up being the caretaker for the twins. And I do this and freelance paintings and stuff. But yeah, I work from home too. I do creative stuff for money, but, you know, not exactly a billionaire over here with my artist's income. So I didn't mean to be condescending when I said people who didn't have a job. Oh, Jimmy Horatio says, go Games hire this man. Dude, they can take all my ideas for free. I would love to get paid for them, but I don't have the time or maybe even the knowledge to make the game myself with all of these crazy ideas, but every now and then I have a good thought. Kathy Gonzalez says, max level for companionship was raised to 400. Is it best to max out level 1 or to keep it balanced? That's a great question that I would love to answer for you right now. So when you carouse, obviously you get your charisma. You get more charisma the more people that you have, which is pretty cool. And then you get to spend that in these little 3-packs of your hot mummies. And the way that it actually works out to be the most efficient is based on cost. And you want, if this was your base right here, you want to double that to get your second number. So 200k, 400k, and then you double it again to get this number for 800k. And if you keep doing it like that, then your increases are going to be the most efficient for the charisma spent. So it's based on cost. This is 1x, 2x, and then what is this? 4x? I don't know how to do math. But yeah, 1, 2 times, 4 times. Howdy, Firewolf. Welcome to the stream that is in its end, I think. Jimmy Horatio says, just working as a partner of the creative team, yeah, it would be great. It really would be great. I have ideas that I think would be great, but I might be biased. I don't know. All I do is just try to share them with the world, and then if they take them, they can take them. Neon, I agree. Sacrificial Pit. If they do anything of my ideas, please let it be Sacrificial Pit. That is the way. Medieval Ballbuster says, what kind of paintings? You're in the Discord, right? I can post those in the Discord. I might have some that I could show on a stream. That's fun to do, right? Oh boy, what are we gonna do? All right. Hopefully this just shows my screen. Oh yeah, I can't. Man, that's annoying. I can't change the size. Does that show it? Are you seeing it? That's a painting I done of somebody's dogs. So yeah, I do a lot of the dog paintings for people, which is great for birthdays and Christmas extravaganzas. I also do portrait paintings. This one is digital. I also do oil paintings. I would say that my oil paintings are about 90 to 95% as good as the digital ones, but obviously it's easier to make up for mistakes in digital. So a lot of people like them digital because it is cheaper. with all the oil painting, it costs a lot more money to buy the canvas, buy the paints. Man, the paints are expensive as all get out. It's true that if you all keep saying what you want, hey, should I try to say it right now? Loverboy Sensei, hey? I know who you really are, just so you know. And I want to say thank you for that donation. My good friend, did I not say senpai? What did I say? Senpo? All right. I feel like, oh, I said sensei. It's senpai. Well, I don't know what the difference is. I feel like I'm about out of stuff to talk about for now. I really just wanted to do the Blooming Festival review, and I'm glad that I did it here on stream without just making a video, because honestly, if I would have just went in and made a video, I would have been much more angry about this. So to recap for the people who have joined, I would say that this companion gift exchange is a good thing. I don't think it's highly valuable. I think it's a safety net. If you almost maybe got your companion and you didn't quite get it, you can finish it with this, and that's a nice safety net to have. It is not the solution that we wanted to have, and it is not that cost effective unless you get lucky. So that's my review of that. I'm not angry about it. I just wanted to have an actual limited companion summon like they wrote it, but we got what we got. How many new companions until I make a new Smasher Pass video? Well, actually, the last Smasher Pass video got passed on by most of my viewers. People were not interested, it turns out. So, I don't know. Probably have to make sure there's plenty of content there available before I go back at that one. I mean, it's fine that I don't need people to watch every video that I make, but people are just more interested in the tutorial-based stuff. So every time I make a funny video, it's basically just for me. If nobody watches it, then I don't care. Kind of like the dramatic readings before, nobody liked those either. But now on stream, they love them. Yay! Too bad we don't have a new one to do tonight. No, Miranda, a lot of them liked it. The ratio of likes and comments was really strong. It's just getting people to watch it. That was the trick. Final State says, I thought the video was super funny. I did too, man. I had a great time making it and watching it, because I watch all of my videos back to make sure I didn't screw them up. Jimmy Horatio says, have a good night, bro. Much love and keep up the good work. Hey, guys, I want to thank you all for all of the subscriptions or memberships that were added in tonight. All of the donations here and there. It adds up a lot. And those donations are going to go towards getting me a better computer so that I can spend the same amount of time editing, but get more done. Because a lot of times I will literally click on something to make a cut in the video, and I have to wait full seconds, like 2 or 3 seconds for it to do the cut, depending on how long the clip is that I'm working on. And that is the worst, dude. It takes like literally 2 or 3 times as long sometimes to make the video because of that. So we're getting close already. We got a lot of good donations going, and I really do appreciate it. And of course, all of my actual YouTube income from ads and that sort of thing is going into that pile as well. That Smasher Pass was enlightening and fun. I thought so too. See, Final State, that's what I'm talking about. Even if you don't like the males, it was fun. See, I agree. I agree. It doesn't always have to have boobies to be fun, guys. You remember that. Ballbuster with the $10. I sure do appreciate you. Ballbuster wins the award for most donated person tonight, I believe. Doing all the stickers. And by the way, that is one of the better ones that I've ever seen. Get my freebies from the carouse. I don't know what that means. Steel Spartan, I don't know what that means. Is it because I haven't been doing these? Like I said, I got a lot of stuff going on. I'll get in there. All right, so in the tradition of this channel, we will end like we always do. For now, I want to thank you for watching. I have been Rage Panda 1, and I will see you in the next one.